Hi everybody on YouTube, this is Katie Scorpio again with another video on telling my truth. And today I am going to switch gears for a second from the academic stuff, the intellectual stuff, to another aspect, perhaps even more important than the science of mental health and trauma, to mental wellness and how to get right with ourselves and get aligned with our purpose and our direction. So today I want to talk about a woman that I actually call a mentor. I have been following her for years and years and years. And to me, no one can say anything wrong to me about Oprah. I have been watching her, following her on her book club, her podcast, her speeches, and I came across it and I just fell in love with so many different things that Oprah had to say. I was like, yes, Oprah. I'm about to tell you some of the things that Oprah speaks about that I think are just so important to finding your purpose and finding your direction in life. So today I want to talk about two short videos, short ones, that I've watched repeatedly on YouTube. Two of Oprah's speeches, clips of her interviews, things that Oprah has to say. One of them is listen when you wake up, 10 minutes to restart your day, to start your day right. And then Winfrey's 10 rules, top 10 rules for success. And I will put those in the chat. And what I love about Oprah is that if you watch Oprah's story, you know that Oprah is a #1 champion of self-efficacy. Now you can look up the dictionary definition of self-efficacy, but basically it's just believing in yourself that you can do whatever you want to do, whatever you need to do, whatever you need to perform, no matter what. Holding on to that belief in you that you're capable of achieving anything that you want to achieve in this life. And what's amazing about Oprah, and what I resonate with Oprah, is that Oprah knew as a little girl in the backyard of Mississippi, watching her grandmother hang clothes, she had an intuition, a knowing, almost a divine voice say to her that she just instinctively knew that her life was going to be so much more than that, and that this wasn't going to be her future. Oprah knew from the time that she was a little girl that she was meant for so much more. And Oprah, no matter what happened to her, held on to that her entire life. And I'm wondering if Oprah herself, with her connection to her creator, actually manifested that for herself and held on to that. So Oprah also says that all of us as human beings in this human experience in this life are seeking the same thing. And that is the highest and truest expression of ourselves as human beings. Oprah says that the real work that each of us have to do in our lives is discover what our gifts are, what our talents are, and what we're here for, what we're here to do. And Oprah says that, that you need to figure out how to offer your gift as service. Oprah quotes Martin Luther King and says, where he says that, service to others is greatness. And Oprah's basically saying that you need to find your gifts, find your platform, so that you can be of service to something bigger than yourself and be of service to others. And that is your purpose, and that is how you achieve greatness. And if you think about that, that makes a whole lot of sense, because you think about the people that made history. Even in history, Albert Einstein, Sir Isaac Newton, Oprah herself, famous authors, people that are hallmarks of history, every single one of them has the same thing in common. They gave something to the world. They used their gifts to be of service to the world. They achieved the highest, truest expression of themselves, and they gave back to the world. And that is how they achieved greatness. So this stuff is just mind-blowing to me. It's about mastering your destiny. It's about never giving up in believing in yourself and your potential. And I don't care if that sounds corny. We are all human beings, and we can act cool, but at the end of the day, we're all human beings, and we all think about this. We all think about how we can believe in ourselves and what we're here to do. If we're honest with ourselves, every single person thinks about that. And if they don't, then they should. So also, I think, so Oprah talks about, that is your power base. And one of the ways that you find your power base, Oprah says, which I completely agree with, is that you need to have, I certainly did, I needed to have a spiritual practice. I needed to have a way to connect with my creator, the source, that created me, God. And I needed to find that way to fill my cup, to nourish myself spiritually, so that not only could I face the world, but I had the strength to keep going. And, as a trauma survivor and the things that I went through, I can totally resonate with Oprah, because at the end of the day, when I was all alone and I was in pain and I was by myself, that connection to God, that connection to my faith, to my power source, prayer is what kept me going through the darkest times of my life, and made me never give up and always believe in myself and my potential and, the design of all of this, and that I'm here for something. So Oprah's just so on point with this stuff. I mean, I can't even, you guys got to watch these 2 short videos that she has if you want to be inspired. So Oprah's talking about nourishing yourself, connecting to your source, prayer and meditation to the creator, filling your cup with this stuff, meditation, prayer, spirituality, whatever it is for you, so that you can give, so that you have enough energy and strength to give back to the world. Oprah says that, when you are in sync with your creator and you are in sync with life, you're able to manifest, and life will give back to you. And that's a whole nother part of this, manifestation, law of attraction type of stuff that I can get into more. I believe that there's a lot of truth to that. Oprah also says, one of the I think is the most pragmatic things that she says is, when you're in crisis and you're lost and you don't know what to do or where to turn, and it feels like everything's falling apart and you're scared and you don't know what to do next, Oprah says, get still and just do the next right thing. Just do what is in front of you, and after you do that thing, do the next thing that is in front of you. And to me, that was just so common sense and just so practical, is that we're overwhelmed by things when we're in crisis, and all we need to do is just step by step do what's in front of us to move forward and come out of it. As we move, and then we walk out of it and it passes. Oprah says that, your life is greater than the painful moments. Your life is greater than the adversity that you have faced. So that's something to really remember. And part of that is, Oprah says, one of her 10 rules for success is use everything as a learning experience. Be a student of life. Make bad things work out for good. For every bad thing that has happened to me, I think about, what can I learn from it? What can I take from it? What wisdom can I use to be stronger and smarter and better? And being a student of life, educating yourself. Oprah talks about being a good reader, learning how to read, learning to be a really good reader, reading books, mastering the English language so that you can articulate and express yourself in ways that are superior. And, these are the things that are going to help you rise in this life. Oprah also talks about, which is one of the reasons why I'm here, is having the courage to be open and vulnerable and tell your story. Oprah says that in this human experience, the one thing, that all of us human beings have in common in the human experience is we all have emotion, we all have feelings, and we all have pain. And this is across the globe, every single person. And Oprah says, be open enough to tell your story, because anything that's happened to me has happened to somebody else. So there is no original thing that has happened to anyone that someone else can't relate to. And when you have the courage to tell your story, it's the opposite of what you think. It doesn't make people look down on you, unless of course they're complete a-holes. If people are honest, they're gonna respect you more for being open and having the courage to tell your story. And that's how you create understanding, and that's how you build trust with people. And that's where greatness comes from, is just sharing your message with people, using it to help others. And I am a staunch believer in that. And the last thing that Oprah says, which I think is really important to remember, or the last thing that I have that she says, is that what you put out comes back. Sir Isaac Newton's third law of motion, that every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Oprah is a big believer in, if you want to call it karma, reaping what you sow. Oprah believes, as many other people believe, that I believe, that what you put out will come back to you, and what goes up must come down. It's the balance of the forces of nature. So therefore, Oprah really spent a lot of time. She actually changed the whole format of her show, and to promote positivity and well-being and growth, and get rid of the negative things. Because she understood from reading that there are laws of karma, and what you put out there will come back. So that was really important for me to remember, and it's still important for me to remember that it's really important how you treat people, and it's really important what you put out into the world. So that's a whole nother subject, but it's worth noting that we need to be very aware of how we treat others, and whether we're putting positive or negative things out into the universe, because we are creating that energy for ourselves, good or bad, and we need to be mindful, again, of what we put out there. So I just wanted to just talk about this for a minute. I'm on this platform. I truly believe, in sharing your story, being open enough and courageous enough to share your story, to help other people. No one can do things alone. That's why we need spirituality. We need other people. We need to share things with other people. And I can honestly say that at this point in my life, from connecting with my Creator, and me myself knowing that from a little girl, knowing that something inside of me knew that I was meant for something more, and that I was meant for something great, and all I had to do was hold on to it and follow it. And as many times as I got lost in my life, with all the things that happened to me, with the abuse, the bullying, the foster care, abusive relationships, being beat up more times than I could count, having a substance abuse disorder, having friends and family walk away from me and leave me to suffer on my own and figure it out, being broke, losing everything, having to start over and over and over again. I do know this, that everything that has knocked me down has not kept me down. There is not one thing that has knocked me down in my life that has kept me down. So that means as long as I stay with my Creator and I'm living my truth, that I am unstoppable. And I've proved that after 40 years. So I just want to share that with you guys. It's important to nourish your soul, find your purpose, find your truth, connect with your power source, nourish yourself, fill your cup, never stop believing in yourself. And basically everything that I just said. So watch Oprah, watch these 2 videos. If you want inspiration, if you want a powerful message, if you want to learn how to become the master of your destiny, take it from Oprah. She's pretty much one of the successful women in our generation right now. And at one point, she's also a billionaire, and at one point was the richest woman in America. So I will take it from Oprah, and that's all I have to say about it. Thank you for letting me share my truth. Anybody that has anything to say about the amazing things that Oprah has said, or you want to share your story, I'm here to just spread the truth. And if you could just really support me with starting this channel, like, subscribe, this is my highest, truest expression of myself. This is me sharing my message. I would really appreciate it, if you could like, subscribe, give me some support, and share your story. Thanks so much. Thanks for letting me tell my truth. Have a good day. God bless.